They couldn't.
Good morning, everyone. It's 10 a.m. We'll call this meeting to order. We do have a quorum. All 5 members are present. This morning, our opening prayer will be by Eric Shutt of Valley Creek Church, and that will be followed by our pledges led by Commissioner Snuggs. If you would, please rise.
I pledged it last time. I thought I might do it again. God, we thank you for today, and we thank you for Cooke County, and we begin today by praying for the peace and the prosperity of Cooke County. We thank you, God, that you have entrusted this great part of America to the leadership of this court through these commissioners and Judge Starnes. And we ask that your will would be done in this court and in Cooke County as it is in heaven. God, we invite your wisdom. We invite your guidance and your leadership and everything that is discussed today through every agenda item. In short, we invite you into this meeting in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Reverend. Item 5 on our agenda, public comments on agenda items. Do we have anyone?
None.
Okay. Item 6, our consent agenda. The consent agenda includes non-controversial and routine items that the court may act on with one single vote. The judge or commissioner may pull any item from the consent agenda in order that the court discuss and act upon it individually as a part of the regular agenda. Does anybody have anything they would like to discuss separately?
I make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Have a motion to approve the consent agenda by Commissioner Clement, a second by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Item 7, deliberate and consider possible approval of Treasurer's monthly report for June 2022.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve Treasurer's report for June 2022 by Commissioner Snuggs. Second by Commissioner Arndt. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Item number 8, deliberate and consider possible approval of Treasurer's quarterly report for April through June 2022.
Can I complain that the second quarter's already come and gone so fast? Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve the quarterly report for April through June of 2022 by Commissioner Snuggs.
Second.
A second by Commissioner Hollowell. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, 5-0. Item 9, deliberate and consider possible approval of final plat of Whipple Meadows on Blackjack Road in Precinct 2.
Everything's fair and good and
We're
gone
good.
through.
We've got covenants, restrictions to file, got the final plat fully signed. Met all the requirements.
I make a motion we approve the final plat, Whipple Meadows.
I have a motion to approve the final plat of Whipple Meadows on Blackjack Road by Commissioner Snuggs.
I'll second.
A second by Commissioner Clement. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Ayes have it, 5-0. It is 10:04. We'll open public hearing, replat of lots 1, 2, and 3, and common access area of Harrell Estates, sections 1 at Moss Lake, as requested by Craig Hawksworth.
No one's signed up to speak for this.
Okay. Anybody have any concerns? Anybody have a motion?
Close the hearing, right?
Close.
Close
Close
the hearing.
first.
We will close the hearing at 10:04. Item 12, deliberate and consider possible approval of replat of Lot 1, 2, and 3 and common access area of Harrell Estates, Section 1 at Moss Lake, as requested by Craig Hawksworth.
So move.
Have a motion to approve the replat of lots 1 and 2 and 3 at common access area of Harrell Estates, Section 1 at Moss Lake by Commissioner Clement.
Second.
A second by Commissioner Hollowell. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Item 13, deliberate and consider possible approval of preliminary plat of Rosewood Estates.
So many names.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if anyone came.
You got.
Yes, he's here, okay. So you're with KJE?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Available if needed.
This is 29 lots, Valley View ISD with public improvements.
It's on 922.
It is, yeah, on 922. The Dirt Girl is one that's going to be doing the
Oh, okay.
road on this one.
Okay. All right. I make a motion, we approve this preliminary plat for the Rosewood Estates.
Have a motion to approve the preliminary plat of the Rosewood Estates by Commissioner Snuggs.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hollowell.
Who do we not, I guess I'll get with you about engineering, so who we don't have tied up on another project right now?
Oh, I've already sent it off.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send it off as soon as I got it.
Perfect.
Kevin Ware. I don't know who he's with.
That's
Maybe
fine.
Pacino Coat.
That's, I know we got so many working.
Yeah, it's Pacheco Coat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. I have a motion to approve the preliminary plat of Rosewood Estates by Commissioner Snuggs, a second by Commissioner Hollowell. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Ayes have it, 5-0. Item 14, deliberate and consider possible renewal of agreement for microfilm storage with Avenue for county clerk.
So what this is, it's, of course, we have I kept changing the number of rolls, but now it's 1374. We've got rolls of microfilm stored. It sounds like, I guess my predecessor had it's an expired contract they had on the storage. So we've got a new contract we can sign, but they're giving us different options this time instead of just paying to store it. Because before, storage I think we didn't pay a separate fee for it. I think it just came with the contract. And now the new contract we did in 2017, I've looked through it and it doesn't look like it mentions anything about storage that I could find. I don't know if you looked through it, Shelley, but so now they're giving us some options. We can store it, and it'll be a yearly fee of a little over $2,000 just to sit there and store a film that now we have digitized all of it. Because we needed that film before. If, say, we went down and somebody stole a page out of a book, we would contact them, they would get on that film, and they would reproduce that page and mail it to us. So now we don't have to do that anymore because we've got they came back in, when they came back in and re-scanned everything we had, they already had it, but they didn't even use it because they said the quality was so bad on that microfilm, it starts getting light, and I think they've said little bugs can get in there, so they didn't even use it when they came in and re-scanned everything in my office. And you'll see in the packet that I've kind of showed y'all my storage, what we have. So You'll see on some of volume 1 through 490, we have the original deed books that they came in years ago and reproduced the books. So when it says on there reproduced or recreated, they recreated them books, 1 through 49, and then after that, when we'd film it, they would make a book from that. And in 2008, we stopped doing microfilm completely, so we don't even have any books. So it's not like we have any microfilm after 2008 or 2009, because we were still doing marriages. And now we don't even make the book for marriages, because everything is in the system digitized. So I was hoping Darryl could be here today, but he was off to kind of explain how we daily, reading the contract, they do a backup that's stored on their server. Of course, we have our server that it's backed up. Every day we put in a new little disk, a hard drive, that we back it up until it gets certified on the system. And then Darryl's going to start coming in, and he once a month, and he's going to download everything onto some hard drive, and he's going to store it at the bank. So I feel like we have everything secure, that we would never need to go back to this microfilm for anything. And even if we did, we don't have a way to read it. As far as I know, we have a microfiche reader, but we don't have a microfilm reader. So I don't feel like, and I've attached the statute of what we have on destruction of the records and what we can keep. If y'all looked at that, it does say that it can be destroyed if the record is listed on the Valid Records Control Schedule, which it is, on the retention schedule, and it's stored electronically. So that's what the statute says, and I even called the state library to make sure with them that everything was okay, and they said it was, because we do have it all digitized. So now we just have to make a choice.
Between 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. So, and they finally, before they wouldn't ever give me a set fee on what shipping would cost or exactly how many rolls. So I finally got that from them. So y'all see in the packet, and I don't know, I don't want to keep storing it. I don't want to pay $2,000 a year to store something that we're not even using. If we do retrieve it, it's just up to y'all if y'all want to store it here, or if we want to have them destroy it, or we destroy it.
So help me to understand this. For them to continue to store it, it would be $2,061 a year. Is that correct?
That's how I'm understanding it by
Okay.
reading the contract. It says per year.
If we request to retrieve it, that would be $3,224. Now, once we receive it, can we destroy it or
Yeah.
whatever we want to do?
Yeah, we can, literally, it's open public records, so it's not like you have to somehow destroy it to where, I'm assuming you just throw it in the dumpster, because it's open public. Anybody can come in here and get any of them documents.
And then option 3 would be let them destroy it, throw it in the dumpster, and that would
Yeah.
be $5,378.
Right.
I want to be in that business.
Yeah.
I know, exactly.
Wonder
So
if
I
it's like
thought,
the light bulbs where we can't.
huh?
Wonder if it's like the light bulbs where we're gonna get in trouble if we
Are you
don't.
sure
Oh, I
you
didn't
can-
look. I didn't
You
look.
sure you can really just dump it in a dumpster?
I don't know. I did not research that. It's-
We ought to make sure of that.
Yeah, we still have time to do that. We can still make the decision if we want to retrieve it. We could store it until we find out how we can destroy it. And I did do a thing on listserv to see what other counties were doing, and I've got some emails back from a few of them that anybody that's with Conduit, they are having the same issue, and nobody at that time had made a decision yet. They're like us, they're still trying to make that decision of what they're gonna do. A lot of the clerks didn't think we should ever destroy anything, but
If you can't read it anymore.
yeah, if
I
it's
don't know
not,
what you're gonna do with it.
yeah, I mean, we would, even if, say I've got a document missing, and I wanted to try to retrieve it on that, say when they came in and scanned, but if there was a page missing, they found it then, and I would go to the original book, and I'd have to go over there and copy from the original book. So I'm thinking, yeah, if we ever did need to, and say we knew this document was on roll 21, how you would even find it on that roll with probably 800 pages, because each roll had 800 and some pages. I remember we used to scan, we could scan up to 800 pages. So you'd have to go through that whole roll of film to even find that page. It wouldn't be like something on a computer where you could just click on that page. You'd have to go through that whole roll of film, even if we had a way to do it. And then if we did, it's not good quality, I was told. So,
So when we're talking,
Pam, how old is it?
well, it's from 1850 until 2008.
Well-
Yeah, it's probably so brittle now.
Yeah.
that they would, I mean, I still have a microfilm reader at the library.
Oh, you
but
do?
I mean, we're not putting stuff on there either for that reason. You have to have the right condition to store it, and if it's
Right.
removed, so. yeah.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking, even if we had a
Your
microcontrolled
microfilm
room.
is not from 1850.
no, the records are from 1850. but
Yeah,
the
I'm
microfilm-
sorry.
Film.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
yes.
this is film.
I thought she meant, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know, I don't even know when they started, well, I guess it would be in 1967, I guess, when they did that, I guess, because before that, they were literally writing in the old books, I guess. There wasn't any film. And then they came in and I guess, I don't know.
Well, we
I don't know, I
stopped-
wasn't here in 1850, I don't know how they did it.
That's still barely pretty old for that kind of material and quality. The quality would be bad.
Right, yeah, and that's what I was told. It wasn't even good enough quality to, so, I mean, I definitely think we should destroy it. I don't know why we would store it, but we did need to find out how we can destroy it, I guess.
How much space do 1,373 rolls take?
Well, I think 24 rolls to a box,
Okay.
because I finally found where it's only, because Shelley suggested instead of paying that shipping cost of 800, could we go pick it up ourselves? And we can. They said we could pick it up. So I was trying to figure out how many boxes it was, and I found that out because there's 24. We'll figure that up. Is it like 80 boxes or something?
Yeah, at least 60
Yeah,
boxes.
and the moving company that I use to do my election, he said he would charge 800 to 1,000 just to drive down there and get it and drive it back.
But it looks to me like, if I'm reading this right, it's gonna cost us $2,402.75 for them to handle them, period. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So we save the 800, which to me is a no-brainer. We go down there and get it for a whole lot less money than that. So,
If it'll all fit in the van.
We will.
If you got to make 2 trips down there,
where's it at, Fort Worth?
Yeah, it's in
Dallas.
Dallas, it's in their Dallas office.
somewhere in Dallas.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, thank goodness. If it was, that's why they wouldn't give me the shipping, because they couldn't even tell me where it was stored. It could have been stored in Iron Mountain or in their office, and they finally told me it was in their office.
Somewhere in Dallas.
Joe, the thing is, I guess we determine if it's a hazardous material or we can just trash it, which, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ask, maybe I can ask them if, for the counties that are having you destroyed, how are you destroying it? How, you know, I guess I could find out from them, or,
It says shredding or burning.
okay.
Okay, so that's the answer to that.
Yeah.
So
So
then we have
direct-
to assign somebody to go get it.
Where's it at?
It's, let me find their address. It's in Dallas.
Oh,
I have it here somewhere, their address.
well, you guys will probably be going to get a part in Dallas before too awful long, won't you?
Oh, we couldn't let Road and Bridge do it. That'd just mess up the whole system. It'd have to be something funded out of general fund, or somebody will be trying to get us.
The bed in the back seat of my pickup won't hold 60 boxes.
It's on Harry Hines Boulevard.
And if I'm
Okay.
going to make 4 trips down there, you might as well get somebody to do it for $800.
We need to see how big the boxes are.
Yeah,
They're not gonna be very big. We use.
I can't imagine.
No, they're not. A roll's gonna be size of 2 Copenhagen cans.
There's 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about this big.
The box that holds
The box that
X
holds the reels, so.
Oh,
There's usually, because I've got some of the boxes still, and we still have the reels, because that's how the portal does the newspapers, so there's different boxes.
our reels are this,
that
our
hold-
reels were about like
Oh, yours
this
that
size.
Okay.
And they went in a tin, they went in
Yeah.
a tin little case that we'd ship to
Ours
them.
did too. Ours were about that
But
big.
you've got a
Yeah.
box over there maybe in your office that you don't have a box that we can look at to envision what 60
No,
boxes.
because I've never seen,
Oh.
I've never seen it. We ship them off to them and we never see it again.
Get them
Sure,
to give
but-
you a picture with the measurement or something.
Yeah,
In theory,
they'd
they'll
probably
fit in
send
the
us
maintenance
something,
van,
would show
maybe.
us what,
Thanks, Judge. Or the red pickup with a camper or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Just get a picture of the box and then we'll know
Yeah.
exactly how
The
much.
dimensions.
Now, you're either gonna shred it or burn it, so we don't have a shredder to shred microfiche, or microfilm, so I guess you're gonna have to burn it.
I don't know
Paper
whether
shredder
a
will shred it,
paper
won't it,
shredder will
Leon?
do it.
Do what?
Want a paper shredder shred it?
No, I don't,
I don't think so.
it's,
Is it thicker than a paper?
I don't think it'll work in the teeth the way it is.
if it's rolled.
We could come up with 1,000 reasons not to do it in county government, but.
I'm not trying to come up with a reason just before you jump into it and say you're automatically gonna destroy it. You better know how you're gonna destroy it. You're either gonna burn it or shred it. You're gonna have a hard time shredding it. Somebody's gonna have to burn it, that's fine. I don't wanna let them destroy it either. You just go get it, you put it
We
away.
can
it'll be-
store it.
If you just go get it, you're gonna bring it back here, it's gonna be like those 5,000 and some light bulbs we have sitting here that we can't bust because you can't put them in a dumpster. I'm just making sure we dot the i's and cross the t's.
Well, you know,
Well, let's
they're
go get
probably a
it.
petroleum product, so we wouldn't dare burn it because somebody'd want to nail us for burning a petroleum product.
Well, it looks like to me, step one is go retrieve it, and then we can figure out how we dispose it afterwards. Does that seem reasonable to everyone? Is that
Sounds
what
good
you
to
would
me.
recommend, Pam?
Yeah, that's what I recommend.
We sure don't wanna store it.
No, I don't think we want to pay that every year to store it. I mean, it would come out of my archive money or my preservation money, but still,
Anybody wanna make a
that's money I
motion?
could use to.
What do you need?
Need a motion to opt for the retrieval at minus 800, somebody's good with math, for the retrieval, option 2, less the
32,
estimated shipping.
75. What if we don't put,
Retrieval, if we go get it, is $2,402.75,
Thank you.
roughly.
How much is it for them to take care of it all?
3,400 or 30?
No, 5,000.
$5,378. They're gonna charge us,
They're gonna charge us $2.15 for each roll to destroy.
they're gonna charge us
And retrieve it.
$2,400 just for them to go find it and give it to us.
Yeah. I guess to get it out of the warehouse and.
Judge, you all comfortable that we could find some legal way to destroy
Oh,
it?
I feel certain we could.
I'd make the motion, we choose the option to retrieve it.
Have a motion to take option for retrieval, less estimated shipping. We'll pick it up from Commissioner Hollowell.
Second.
Have a second from Commissioner Snuggs.
Trying to read about it all.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Thank you. Thank you, Pam.
Thank y'all.
U.S. Department of Commerce recommends burning
Oh, and I forgot to mention that we did budget that money already in the next year's budget, so this
Okay.
actually won't even happen until, I mean, I guess we could probably go, I don't know, Shelley, can we go get it, do all that, and then them invoice us? We have to wait until October to actually even do this. I'll have to let them know
You
Okay.
know, pay for it when it occurs.
when it occurs, so.
So are we
They wanted a
going-
decision, they've been bugging me for months for the decision, what
Okay.
we're gonna do, so I'll let them know.
So is there going to be an additional, when does the contract end?
Well, there's not a contract,
Okay.
and we're not gonna sign this contract now. 'Cause we're
Perfect.
not storing it.
Okay.
So we're basically just gonna go pick it up, not sign a contract, but we just can't do it till October, so we can pay for it, because I didn't have the money to even do this budgeted, because they didn't tell me about it until after, you know. So, but we did get it budgeted this next 2023 budget,
Sounds
$6,000.
What are they charging us now to have it stored down there?
Nothing.
Nothing
It's
yet.
in with our contract, I
Regular
guess,
contract.
which we pay $6,000 a month. So, but, and they're acting like there was an old contract for storage, but I didn't find one in any records Becca had, and
Who knows?
Well, and this company's bought up the company that bought up the company, so how do
exactly
they know?
5 times, yeah. And they
Right.
just started looking for this contract, and they couldn't find one, or thought it might have been an old one they couldn't find. So, yeah, there's no contract for the storage.
Okay, sounds like we'll take action October the 1st.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Item 15 on the agenda, deliberate and consider possible approval of Abigail's Arms application for a 2022 Emergency Solutions Grant.
That's no matching or anything from the county, is that correct?
No, that is correct.
Yeah, so I
Ginger,
don't-
can you give us an update on exactly what we're talking about here?
Sure. The Emergency Solutions Grant is a homelessness grant. Under the homelessness grant, the definition for our clients is that they are a victim fleeing a violent crime. So there is one section of this grant that applies specifically to 24-hour emergency shelters. So that's what we're applying for. We're not going to apply for the outreach or the homelessness resheltering or anything like that because we're not going to start another program. This is simply to support our 24-hour emergency shelter. So we're filling out that grant. The requirement from the Commissioners Court is just acknowledging that they know that we are applying separately as an individual nonprofit for that funding and that you guys know we are applying for it. Technically, the city or the county can apply for emergency solutions homelessness funding. And then for larger cities, what they do is the nonprofits request funding through them to cover their emergency shelters. Since neither the city nor the county applies for this funding, we qualify to apply for ourselves.
Now, should TCOG, I also got a letter from them, but it was late Friday. They're also asking us to acknowledge the fact that they would be applying as well. Is there any conflict there?
They're applying for the homelessness prevention and the homelessness outreach and the homelessness sheltering that is separate from emergency victim assistance. So
Understand.
they do in Sherman, they do have homelessness programs. They have homelessness outreach that is supposed to cover Cooke County, but they do not cover victim escaping violence.
So you don't get to, so they're going to fund $9,381,281, but you all are going after the $3,859,000 because they've given the rest of it away to all the big.
We're applying for $103,000, and that is to support our shelter staff at our emergency shelter. We are a part of the Texoma Homeless Coalition, and that simply means that when we have someone present at our shelter who isn't fleeing violence, we refer them to the Salvation Army, the homeless shelter in Sherman for assistance.
I've noticed that the big counties and the cities have already been anticipated allotted a certain amount of money.
Yeah. So I know in Denton, the city of Denton applies for the ESG grant, and then the police department and one of the nonprofits applies for assistance through them, and they do a lot of homeless outreach and resheltering for people who are living out in the tent cities and under the bridges.
Any other questions for Ginger?
No, I'll make a motion, we approve their application.
I have a motion by Commissioner Clement to approve the Abigail's Arms application for 2022 Emergency Solutions Grant.
Second.
A second by Commissioner Arndt. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Thank you, Ginger.
you. Will you email that to me later today?
Yeah, we'll get
Okay.
it signed and
All
get it
right,
to you.
we're going to send our application in tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you. Item 16, deliberate and consider possible approval of equipment lease purchase agreement with Welch State Bank for purchase of a 2018 John Deere 544K loader to be located at Rodent Bridge, Precinct 2, for a term of 4 years.
Found a good used loader, been needing one for a while, and used all my equipment budget this year for the increase in rock and fuel, so needed to finance it. I'll pay it off way sooner than 4 years, but that makes it easy. So either way, it'll be paid off before I'm gone. But make a motion, we approve this lease purchase agreement.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Snuggs, a second from Commissioner Hollowell to approve the purchase of the 2018 John Deere 54K loader to be located at the Rodent Bridge Precinct 2 for a term of 4 years. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Item 17, deliberate and consider possible approval of equipment lease purchase agreement with Welch State Bank for the purchase of a Bobcat BC 10-20 chip spreader to be located at Rodent Bridge Precinct 3 for a term of 2 years.
I thought we already did this.
This is the contract with the bank. Y'all approved your purchase last quarter, but we didn't have the contract with the bank at that time. So this is just signing, getting the bank document signed. So,
I make a motion to do it.
Have a motion to approve equipment lease purchase agreement with Welch Bank for the purchase of a Bobcat BC 10-20 chip spreader by Commissioner Arndt.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Item 18, deliberate and consider possible approval of interlocal agreement with TCOG for GIS service. That's basically the maps and that contract. Now, it has gone up, if you'll look at your packet, I think it's 3%. Yeah.
I make a motion we approve.
Have a motion from Commissioner Snuggs to approve the interlocal agreement with TCOG for GIS services, fiscal year '23. A second from Commissioner Arndt. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Deliberate and consider possible approval of revised and updated library policy.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys? I sent you just a few things that needed to be updated in the library's policy and split them down for you about what needed to be done and why they needed to be added. The first thing was the mission statement. A lot more grants are requiring your mission statement when you apply to have something about diversity and discrimination. And so we needed to add this tagline to the mission statement about respecting the dignity of our patrons and the diversity of their needs, et cetera, in the information that you guys saw. It's basically just a thing so we can continue to apply for state and federal funds when we can find a grant. Most libraries already had some kind of a statement like this, but we did not. So it's just a request that the state library is suggesting that you do to help you with funding. The next one is the hours of operation. Those changed. You know, we didn't want to change it during COVID because we didn't know what was going to happen during COVID. So we need to change them now to our standard hours that we have, which are now Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 8:30 to 5:30, Tuesdays 9 to 7, and Saturdays from 10 to 2. The next thing is the digital card. We actually came up with a digital card application during COVID so that people could use the electronic and digital collection that the library offers. And we needed to now include that as a permanent card that we do for individuals in our county who have the application and fill it out online. So we just needed to put that into the section on the type of library cards that the library offers.
Bless you.
The next thing is the loan period section where it talks about all the different things that we lend out. That has the Wi-Fi hotspots needed to be added in there. The policy on the lending of those was already approved back in September 2001, and we just need to make sure that it's now in the main library policy in the loan periods.
and also in the special services policy to say that those are things that we offer and what the amount of time is, which you guys already voted on and approved, and Ed approved as well. So the following thing is procedures for computers. In there, we needed to include that we do offer the hotspots for people because computer area had to deal with the services, the Wi-Fi, the computers that they can use at the library. And also, we needed to update the hours that were located in that section so that they now match the hours that we offer. The next section is the collection development policy. The Texas State Library requested that libraries update their collection development section of their policy to include more detail on how materials are selected and how they are removed. And this is, the writing that's in here is from other libraries, small and large, in our North Texas area that have a collection policy already in their policy. All we did was add some sections from those policies into ours, just to give more details for it. And I sent you guys the information, and everything in red is what we are adding. And then the last thing is, we've always had a reconsideration of library materials form, and we've used this for over 10 years. It's never been a part of the actual main policy, and so the state library is requesting that you now put that into your main policy too, so that people can see that you do have that available for them too. It's been on our website, the staff knows it, we've had the forums, it's just not been in the main policy, and they're requesting that you do that. I sent this stuff to Ed as well as you guys, and he didn't reply one way or another. Usually what happened with the Wi-Fi hotspot policy, this meant that he was fine with it, but I didn't get a verbal one way or another for him, which he told me, if you don't hear from me, everything's okay. So I did realize just now when I was sitting here, I forgot to give Kathy the sheet that you all have to sign, and I have to sign as well on date, which is just a back page with our signatures and our titles and that we date. So I do need to give that to you guys to do. That's it. Does anybody have any questions?
I do not. Anyone? Sounds good.
Okay, thank you. Do I need to, Shelley, put the sign sheet on the next court, or just give it to Kathy and, okay, thank you.
I make a motion that we approve all the updated library policies.
Have a motion from Commissioner Snuggs to approve the revised and updated library policies as previously stated.
Second that.
A second from Commissioner Clement. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Item 20, deliberate and consider possible approval of FY23 TCDRS plan rate. I believe that's the retirement plan. Let me get back to the other one. Yes, that would be the Texas County and District Retirement System. If you'll look in your packet. Shelley, do you want to give us a bit of an overview here for those more technically astute?
The required rate for 23 is $876. That's before we make the $300,000 lump sum payment, if we're going to continue to do that. Then the rate drops down to 8.59. And we will be 94.2% funded if we make the $300,000 payment and the rate drops to 8.59. The current rate is 907, I believe. So it's coming down. So that just means their investments are doing better.
What was it? I missed the number.
907
907.
for this year, I believe. I also gave you an option if you want to do a COLA.
Do a what?
COLA.
Cost of living. You have a recommendation, Shelley?
No.
We've never done COLAs before, have we? That's kind of something you need to be careful of getting in.
Yeah, because it's perpetual.
It's perpetual.
Yeah.
That's how pensions go broke over the long haul. I don't think we need to do that.
Okay.
I think it's been smart to put the extra 300,000 in. I assume it still is. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, because if you don't do it, your funding is at 93.7. And if you do it, it goes up to 94.2.
If you're going to consider anything, it might be the employee match, but that too would be perpetual.
Yes. And that is a lot more money than what you think it is.
Yeah.
But that's how you would help people that retired years and years and years ago that didn't have much in their accounts and their,
So what I'm hearing here is a recommendation to make the $300,000 lump sum payment?
I think
With
that's
the-
part of the budget thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
That'd be a-
that's in the budget right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Do we need a motion on what then today here?
Approve
Any-
this plan.
Just to,
Yes, if you want to go with the current plan with the $300,000 lump sum
Yeah.
payment, making the rate
yeah,
8.59.
okay. That has to be mentioned, okay.
And no COLA,
And, yeah,
because there's an option here for the COLA, right?
Yeah,
So
well,
we don't
that-
want to do that, yeah.
I would just say current plan.
I make a motion.
Okay, I
We
have a
approve
motion.
the plan with the 300,000 lump sum and no COLA.
Second.
I have a motion to accept the plan for a $300,000 lump sum payment with the rate decrease to 8.59% by Commissioner Clement, second by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Thank you, Shelley. Item 21, deliberate and consider possible approval of price increase for gravel from Dulce, fiscal year 2022-010 road aggregate bid. All materials increased by 75 cents per ton at Dulce Ardmore.
Move to approve.
Have a motion to approve the increase for gravel from Dulce for road aggregate bid by Commissioner Hollowell,
Second.
second by Commissioner Snuggs.
The only real reason to discuss that be for the public's interest, that it looks like it's, $11 a ton now for base rock.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Item 22, deliberate and consider possible approval of price increase for gravel from J.R. Thompson Incorporated, physical 22-010 road aggregate bid. All bid materials increase 50 cents per ton at all J.R. Thompson Martin Quarry, J.R. Thompson Bridgman Quarry, and J.R. Thompson Mitchell Quarry.
Move to approve. Now, do we need to do something on the retro? Yeah, including the retro. We bought some rock, how many weeks ago? How far back does he want us to go?
July 1st.
Yeah, ran retro back to July the 1st.
Second.
Have a motion from Commissioner Hollowell and a second from Commissioner Snuggs to approve price increase for gravel from J.R. Thompson, the road aggregate bid, retroactive to July 1st of 2022. Any further discussion?
They're going to adjust this every quarter, aren't they?
That's what they're indicating.
That
They'll
was
have to
in.
submit another letter for
Yeah.
the next
Yeah.
one.
No,
They
you're
have to
correct.
submit a letter.
Heard they're going up another 50 cents.
They didn't submit a letter to you this time, did they? Or did they?
Yeah, it's in your packet.
So, I know, but the first time,
This is the.
this was
first
in the
time.
bid, whenever, what did they do wrong in the bid? That's what I want to know, because, well,
Well, they just wrote it in when it wasn't asked for in the bid, and the bid specs call for the ability to raise a price if the county accepts it. Just writing it in on a blank in a blank piece of paper space in the bid is not recognized.
So you suggest we point that out to them and hold them accountable to that?
I never said that.
Okay.
Did anybody say that? All I said was, how did we get here? Because I remember it was in the bid that he said request the right, and I'm just trying to get an idea of what he should have done
What the
different.
bid specs said that it had to be in written form sent to the county, and court makes that decision. When y'all approved
Yeah.
the pricing,
Yeah.
y'all just approved the sheet that had each type of material and the dollar amount, and there was nothing on the, because we don't consider that because it wasn't asked for.
I remember reading, no, Commissioner Hollowell, and don't go tell anybody I don't want to pay them their money. I'm just trying to figure out how we got to this point to make sure I don't do it again.
I didn't handle purchasing it at the other two counties I was at, but since I've been here, we've never had anybody raise their prices.
Yeah, I know.
But when we pointed it out to them, wasn't there the threat of, hey, we'll drop the contract altogether? So, I mean, it's kind of a, regardless of how they've done it, I don't want to risk a chance of
Right.
losing our ability to go to J.R. Thompson.
Why would we drop the contract? I'm just trying to get
We wouldn't.
clarification.
We wouldn't, but they would if we didn't retro it back.
I understand that, that's why, but I want to make sure it doesn't happen again, so I understand what happened. Thank you very much.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Hollowell, a second from Commissioner Snuggs to approve price increase for gravel from J.R. Thompson, road aggregate bid, retroactive to July the 1st of 2022. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Thank you. Item 23, deliberate and consider possible approval of certification and agreement with Ubs Financial Services. Patty, can you give us a little bit of an overview?
This is one of the broker dealers that was approved by the investment committee back when we met. We just have never formally signed up with them, but recently he sent me some pretty good, interesting investment opportunities, and so I just thought we should get them, we should sign up so that we could take advantage of some of their investment opportunities.
Okay. Is there any specific opportunity that you have in mind? Or just putting them on
Well,
so
this
they're
was,
available?
you know, of course, everything that he's already sent me is already passed because
Right.
that's how it works. But one that I thought was pretty interesting was it's called a 2-year step-up callable quarterly, which means it's callable every 3 months. But the best rate was, it started out at 3.25% for 6 months, but it is callable in 3 months. So the worst thing that could happen is that you get 3.25% for 3 months
That's a good deal.
on, your money, which is nowhere near, it's way above anything else right now that's available. And then, like, if it is not called, then for the next 6 months, it'd be 4%. It just steps up the percentage rate. And so I thought that was something interesting that I've never seen before, and just in order, if something like this come again, that was interesting, I thought at least we'd be signed up with them.
to it.
So all we're doing is,
Add them to the list. to be
and
able
we're
to
not
use.
making that
They're,
purchase.
they're
at this
already on
point
the
in time.
list, but because the investment committee approved it and we've already brought that forward, but this is just signing the contract.
Sure.
My concern is anytime somebody's, paying 3% and everybody's paying 1%, it's increased our risk.
Well, I think the deal with this
No,
one is that
these are government securities also.
they're call notes, so they can call them at any time.
But we're not approving,
Yeah, we're not
doing
putting
any,
any
we're just
investment.
approving the relationship with the company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Move to approve.
Have a motion to approve the certification and agreement with USB Financial Services by Commissioner Clement, a second by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
Item 24, deliberate and consider possible actions concerning the fiscal 2023 budget. We have a budget meeting tomorrow. Is there anything we want to discuss today that we could be prepared for tomorrow? Okay, we'll take no action on 24. 25, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding Main Street Packet Lot, parking lot. I'll be all right. I've got Packet thinking here.
Somebody's got a case of the
Wait a
Mondays.
It's in, it's in the packet, the sketch for the parking lot. We just need to approve that, and they will get us a final packet that we can send out for bid.
I see the city signed off on everything.
Yes, they did. Yes,
I
sir.
make a motion we approve.
Have a motion to approve the Main Street parking lot design by Commissioner Clement,
Second.
a second by Commissioner Snuggs. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0. Deliberate and consider possible, item 26, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding the Crest Building. I have a listing agreement with Tierra Real Estate in the packet. We just need the court's approval to sign that, to list that building.
What's the asking price?
1.5. That's the recommended asking price.
Where do they think it's gonna land?
She didn't say. She thought it would probably bring that. It's in the packet. No, it-
My laptop.
Yeah.
You want it? How about the small print,
Well, yeah,
We can blow it up.
You all know I don't
You know,
want
if
to
we-
sell it, so I imagine you're all gonna make the decision, but I wish we wouldn't have locked it in. Every time I try to sell something for $1,000, I get offered $750.
Of course, real estate's crazy anymore. They're getting bidding wars, so, you don't really know anymore. It's not like, it's not a locked-in amount that's just proposed, right?
No, that is the proposed. And yes, we can decline anything that's offered. If we get 10 offers for asking price the first day, then I think that we say, whoops.
I make the motion that we list it. That's not a motion to sell it, but certainly a motion to list it.
Have a motion to approve the listing agreement with Tierra Real Estate by Commissioner Hollowell.
Second.
Have a second from Commissioner Arndt. Any further discussion?
Like I said, you all know what I think of that. It's an office building that served the county for the next 25 years or longer. And I think in the best interest in the taxpayers, it's a mistake, so I've said my piece.
Sure was a bargain.
It's a bargain. You don't get it very often. We're gonna throw it out the window.
have a motion from Commissioner Hollowell to approve the listing agreement with Tierra Real Estate for the Crest Building. A second from Commissioner Arndt. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
We have 4 ayes and 1 nay, with Commissioner Clement being the nay. Item 27, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding county radio communication system.
Things are moving along well. We're down to the final tower, moving antennas and stuff over at Rice Avenue. We have an issue that there was a candelabra or a collar supposedly designed for a monopole, and it's been placed on our tripod. They need to remove it. The only safe way that we know of right now is to rent a crane. The crane's $22,000 plus or minus a few dollars. Well, it's minus a few dollars. Motorola is willing to split that cost, which cost us a little under $11,000. We're also going to look, apparently, with the help of Fletcher, we've been able to determine that PEX put that tower up. Correct, PEX, right? Yeah. We may reach out to them and see if they can give us some help. The people that we've contacted so far have reservations about climbing the tower and removing antennas from one side for fear that it being a guide tower to fall the opposite direction. So reach out to PEX, who installed it, and see if they have a solution that Motorola doesn't know about. But assuming they don't, worst case scenario, it's $11,000 to get the crane in place and get it removed and other antennas properly installed at this point.
What's on it that's wrong?
I'm sorry, Leon?
What is on it that's wrong?
As I understand, I'm going to call it a collar, and then there's bars come off of each side of that. We've got to replace the old antennas with new antennas, and the concern that our current contractors have is that if we remove weight from one side on a guide tower versus a tripod tower that we've built, that it will fall. So they've had their engineering folks look at it. Like I said, we're going to reach back out to PEX, maybe put PEX and Motorola together and look for an alternative. But I would ask that the court, I don't have the change order in front of me, but obviously we need to make a commitment to fix it. And I'm assuming, Shelley, we will include that in our ARPA money as they pay for the radio communication stuff. So I need to understand the court's position so that we can communicate it, seek our alternatives and communicate it to Motorola.
I don't think you have a choice.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. So.
Do we have a motion?
Well, we can't.
How do we do this?
We can't really take the action to approve the change order because the change order's not in front of us. It's like I said, it's a few dollars less than $11,000 the time we split it with Motorola. So.
Well, but you don't have you haven't contacted the other people yet
But
for a solution.
we're gonna contact PEX, and I'm gonna assume worst case at this point. But, so worst case is to be prepared to spend $11,000 for the.
Basically, you're looking for the approval just to go get it fixed. I know you don't have the,
Yeah, I would have the change
documents here,
order.
but-
You're absolutely right.
yeah.
So, and I think just a agreement amongst us, I mean, a verbal agreement or acknowledgement, I guess, amongst us that we're going to be liable for that money should it occur is acceptable. Can we do that, Shelley?
I guess we could make a motion saying we direct Commissioner Hollowell to address the problem.
And
Authorize.
And change order to follow it.
Yeah. I think that's absolutely acceptable.
mean,
Leon, if that's the way you'd like to do
That
it.
way that way you've got it documented.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly the deal, yeah.
I'll make a motion, we do that.
So I have a motion.
What
from
I said.
I have a motion from Commissioner Clement that we give Commissioner.
Authorize
Authorize
Precinct 1
a
Commissioner.
commissioner to pursue getting the tower fixed to be able to transfer the antennas.
Yeah.
And he's gonna bring us the documents later.
Yeah.
Second.
Oh, he'll waste another 2 or 3 weeks if you don't do it this way.
Right.
Okay. I have a motion by Commissioner Clement, a second by Commissioner Snuggs to approve Commissioner for Precinct 1 to take necessary action to fix the radio tower antennas and the purchase order to follow. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 5-0.
We're getting close. The
Okay.
towers are in place, fences are up.
Yeah, I've
So,
been to see both of them. They look
Suspected
good.
launch date?
mid-August.
Yep, good job. Item 28, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding annex.
You made the last meeting. I didn't.
So no action on the annex?
You don't have, if you don't have anything, I don't have anything.
I don't have anything. They're still shooting for the end of August for completion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up. We went over, we being the judge, and Kathy and I, and looked at furniture in the Crest Building. You've got some nice individual pieces that are wood. The other stuff it's nice, but so anyway, looking at, I didn't mean to upset you, Commissioner. Looking at furnishings for the conference rooms, the receptionist, the subdivision office, and one office desk, that's chairs, lateral files,
What about conference table?
conference table, conference chairs, 10 chairs, okay? About $12,000, $13,000, something like that.
For all of it?
So, and I'm not asking anybody to buy anything. I
That's
just
for
said I
all
would.
offices too?
No, that's,
Oh, okay.
you guys
Yes,
said
yeah.
you may want to keep yours.
Yeah.
And
Mine's
so
fine.
I will commit anything that I spend out of road and bridge. It won't be out of general fund or this contract would be my thinking. So, I just told you I'd get back with a number. So that's the number.
Okay,
I agree that 2 front desks and the
Conference stuff.
should match,
Yeah.
for sure.
just look professional that way. So do we need to take an action here or no action?
We're not there yet, are we, connection?
That's up to you guys, but Adam needs to get back into
Yeah.
it before we.
Just a second ago, you said August, you were talking August on the annex, were you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I had to walk back over there, when I walked over there 10 days ago, it wasn't August.
Oh,
Oh, man.
That's fine. That's good.
I made the meeting, but it was at the end.
It's hot over there.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's quite different over there.
It's coming together.
Yeah.
I'll walk over there in a minute.
But you're gonna perspire because there's no air conditioning.
I'm used to
They
it.
got fans going. It wasn't too.
It's got a lot.
It wasn't too awfully bad.
Adam, what we talked about, and I said I'm not real concerned at this point, but the receptionist desk, the subdivision's desk, which would be the stuff out front, the conference table, the seat 10 with chairs. We put some reception chairs in there too, didn't we? Or some waiting chairs?
Yes, yes, and there's a long wait on the conference table.
Is
Well,
there?
yeah, 12 weeks, so it needs to
Everything
be
else was
ordered
2
pretty
weeks
soon.
out,
Yeah.
And this was brought in, installed, and stuff like that, so you don't.
And trash hauled away,
I'm sorry?
and the trash hauled away.
And trash all the way, yeah. It's somewhere around $12,000, $13,000. Jason's made the comment, he's okay with purchasing that stuff, so, you wanna wait, do some investigating, or you wanna pull the trigger on it, or what you gonna do? It's, most of it is a 3-week lead time now, but the conference table is.
The conference
what,
table is
I
kind
don't
of,
have that much money budgeted.
I'm sorry,
I don't have that much money budgeted.
to come out of, well, but can we not take it out of the monies for? Okay, so what do you suggest?
Get me a dollar amount so I can budget.
13.5.
I have a quote
Hang on,
from
wait.
her. Is yours coming out of the same fund, or?
Well, no, mine come out of Road and Bridge on it, Shelley.
We bought everything out of general fund.
I'm good with that. I mean, it's up to the court. I've told the court I would absolutely, if they have concerns,
I don't know if road and bridge money ought to be buying furnishings for a building.
Right, because it's not your barn.
Okay, I don't know. No problem. Now, Adam, have you made a decision? Do you want your desk, you want a new desk? Is yours wood down there now?
Everybody got the same desk that we
No.
bought for the,
No, they don't.
you got one.
He doesn't have one. You're wood. You don't have the same furniture I have, do you not?
You should.
No, mine's a real wood desk.
He doesn't.
But I don't have a credenza or anything. I think that obviously need a little credenza, so I'll probably end up doing something, but, I mean, I actually have a real deal desk, not a
Downstairs?
hardboard.
See, I think Adam's got a different desk. Leon and my desk are the same, I guess.
Adam's got the same thing we have
Does it?
downstairs.
Yeah.
So,
I could have
So
sworn I
does
bought
Snopes.
just a single desk for,
see, I think
Precinct
Snopes
two.
got a hardwood stand-alone desk, Leon. I don't know how that happened.
But I mean, I was thinking, just, it'd make a good desk for that office. It's already there, but I haven't,
Oh, instead of buying one for somebody else,
well, yeah, because I haven't moved it or anything.
then, you need to add, it's about $3,000 off.
Yeah.
So you need to add
And that way, you're doing
22.5,
Is that what you're doing with the credenza too?
2 4-foot laterals. That's what
I'm
I
making a
think.
credenza out of 2 4-foot laterals.
Well, what I'm doing is a half moon or 90-degree desk with 2 4-foot laterals.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing, because you don't want to cover up your windows and stuff of that nature.
Yeah, okay. I just have to look and see what you're looking at. But you're talking road and bridge for our offices, so that's.
Well, no, that's 22.5. That's what, let get it,
say again?
22.5, let get it.
Are we talking about 3 offices?
Well,
at a conference room?
so the more we order, the less it is,
Okay.
the bigger our discount from National Business Furniture.
If we order enough, will it be free?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get her a quote, okay?
I've got it in my office. No?
You don't
want
have
it?
it for the whole quarter.
Oh, to
So
add
now then we
everybody.
need to go. I wasn't presumptuous enough to think
Right,
everybody would want to do
okay.
that. So,
So add 3 more
add 3
offices.
more.
where'd
Okay.
you go?
And so, that's where you've had us do it before, out there. And I think, did you find some Home Depot stuff in there?
Just a chair, yeah.
Let's get the quote, and we'll bring it back. Unless you guys just want to vote on approval of the furniture. You want to vote on it? I mean, it's pick and poke, you don't know, you're gonna buy it. You're gonna buy it, it's gonna cost you what it cost you.
Well, stuff
That's
is
kind of like when
12-week
my
lead
kids and
time.
wife went shopping. They'd come back with a car full of stuff, and they'd say, look how much money we saved you, Dad. I don't know, it's sale, it was half price.
Well, it's 13.5 including one
Okay,
desk,
okay,
and then so
okay.
you're
I
adding
got you.
3,000, it's about 22.5, $23,000. All right, Kathy, if you'll finish up.
Yeah, everybody tell me what they need, and then,
Well, it's gonna, okay,
because there is a credenza in that set. And matches, or there's lateral files. There may be just an executive desk without the L.
You guys,
So,
I've got a little brand new 90 at my office at the barn. I really like it. Didn't have that
I mean, most of you guys have been in the farm precinct. That's kind of what I'm gonna duplicate, because I'm old and I'll get lost if I change up the format, so.
When you said it, I mean,
I make note.
I believe it.
Do what? I get an amen down there?
I believe it.
Okay. All right, moving right along, I guess, to grants. You
Okay.
guys need to get with Kathy and tell her what kind of desk or laterals or credenzas or whatever you want, so she can put it together.
Okay, so we're going to take no action on 28 at this time. Item 29, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding proposed weight station. I have a recommendation that we assign a person or two people to be kind of the leaders of that initiative. Since I will be gone in 5 months, I've been kind of watching it, but we probably need to assign someone from the court. Is there anyone that would like to volunteer?
We've already done the resolution, right, to
Yes.
make our commitment to the
Yes.
state.
What in my way of thinking is we need somebody to continue to go back and forth with TxDOT and see what we need to do when, continue to work with the construction company in getting the last of the bids. There are just a few steps just to keep us coordinated with that effort.
Why don't we leave you with it for 5 months, you and Adam, y'all have started it.
I don't have a problem with that
And then at the
either.
end of that, I mean, y'all should be down the road, and then we'll regroup. Put somebody in there and leave Adam, because Adam will be here, he can.
Okay, then we'll leave myself and Adam overseeing the weight station through December. And we'll take no action today on item 29. Item 30, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding various grant funds. Shelley?
I got the final 4 roads for Precinct 3 submitted, and they've asked for, FEMA's, or Code and Resnick's asked for the closeout documents, which will be on next court. I haven't received any money from any of the countless requests for documentation yet, but hopefully those will be coming soon. I think you have one prior to the 4 I just sent out. Precinct 3 and Precinct 4 has 3 or 4, 2 or 3, something like that. The FEMA COVID 2020-19, that report's due December 31st. CTIFs I'm working on, and American Rescue, I moved a little over $4 million back to general fund. I ran the report back to when the project began, so I included the initial study with Trot, the engineering,
Everything tied to it, everything
Yes,
associated
yes.
with it. Did you happen to?
Not yet.
How about, you know what I'm about to ask?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been trying to
You been a little busy?
budget and the
Okay.
information to the appraisal district so they can get our tax rates figured.
But that could increase slightly, you can always
Yeah.
adjust that number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because we haven't finished paying Motorola yet, I'm going to move the PO coding to ARPA, so it'll automatically charge there, so
And the Morse code we have going on there is the 5-year lease with Nortex. That's to pay it up front and be done, and not make monthly payments and then charge it off to our,
it just requires me to send the email. I didn't have time to do that. And so that's all I have on that.
it's all in grants.
Okay, take no action on grants.
Can we, before we go to executive, I'm sorry. I missed
Okay.
one.
Item 31, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding a countywide burn ban.
Good morning,
So the KBDI has increased, gone up considerably. We're at 673 overall now. Most of the county is in the 600 to 700 range. The drought index monitor came out last Thursday, and now the entire county is in the severe drought area. What little bit of rain those were fortunate enough to get last week didn't change anything appreciably unless you happen to be right underneath it. Otherwise, we're still in the same situation we were. And so at this point, I wouldn't recommend any changes. I would say we should continue the burn ban until conditions dramatically improve.
I agree. It's dry.
Let's take no action. But let me recommend, these ladies have sat here patiently. I guess they're on the supplemental agenda. Can we take something?
Sure.
No,
We don't have a
they're just
supplemental.
listening.
Just
They're going to
listening?
be on a future court.
Okay, they've been here, sitting there patiently, and I thought, hey, if we
don't
can,
have-
I thought there was something from Grayson County. that was-
Supplemental on tomorrow's setting. We
Yeah.
didn't have time to post it 72 hours prior for today.
Okay, but I didn't dream there was a supplemental.
Same thing, we just
somewhere.
did it for Abigail's, but they didn't get theirs to us in time.
Okay,
They're just here gathering information.
okay.
They're going to be on a future court.
Okay, so item 31, we will take no action on the burn ban, and it will continue to be in effect.
Now, Matt.
Yes, ma'am.
If we can readdress Pam's item number 14.
Yes, ma'am.
In the letter, it states that they found 143 roles for the district clerk.
Oh, I saw that.
Is that going to be part of yours,
I
or?
don't think so. It was weird, that last email, they threw that out there. I don't know why, they're just,
It doesn't read that it is, it's just, hey, guess what, we found.
I
So
saw
you
that,
think-
I intended to raise it earlier.
So do you think the district clerk will be coming with a contract
I
also?
think so. I think they'll have to do something with her. I don't know what they filmed with them.
But I don't understand how they would have their film when you're the one that uses that this company is your cashiering system up
Right.
front, so how did they get district clerk
Yeah.
roles?
No clue, because I don't think they.
Probably
have
had
stuff.
Maybe
20
it's an
years.
earlier company that was bought out by a company, by a company, by a company, who knows?
And
Well, they
found the
used to be a
documents, and
Xerox
now they wanna
company.
Deal with it.
Right, I know they used to have our filming room was upstairs, they used to go up there and film also, but I didn't know if they were filming with, I didn't know they were filming with
Okay.
government records or whatever they were back then.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know, they didn't, they put that in there, but they didn't mention anything about is that.
I mean, because I'd hate for the film to get commingled when it's
Right.
two different offices,
I'll email her and just question.
and make sure your price is not including her 143 rolls. Or, well, no, never mind, I don't want to muddle. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
I forgot all about it, said that.
She put a smiley face behind it. That made it all good, right?
All right, thank you.
So we don't need to change anything on 14 from an action standpoint? Just-
No.
Okay. Okay, item 32 is an executive session in compliance with Texas Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551, Government Code. We will be talking and deliberating about real property and personnel. You want to take a 5-minute break?
Please.
Okay, we'll take a 5-minute recess. All right, it is 12:40. We'll resume regular session. Item 33, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding real property.
I make the motion that we enter into the agreement with Prosperity Bank to consider the purchase of the property located at 100 East California Street, Gainesville, Texas.
Have a motion from Commissioner Hollowell to accept the proposal to negotiate a deal with Prosperity Bank as presented in executive session.
I'll second that motion.
I have a second from Commissioner Arndt. I'll restate the motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Hollowell, a second from Commissioner Clement, from Commissioner Arndt.
You stepped up a notch there.
Yeah. To accept the agreement discussed in executive session for a purchase of the Prosperity Bank at 100 East California Street in Gainesville, Texas. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Have 3 in favor, 2 opposed.
What was the other name? I didn't.
Say again?
Who was the other name? I guess
Snuggs.
you're fixing to say that.
Yeah.
At least it sounded like Snuggs.
Yeah.
Okay, item 34, deliberate and consider possible actions regarding personnel.
We don't need to make any
No.
motions, we provided direction.
Yep, no action necessary. Item 35, adjourn.
Motion.
Have a motion from Commissioner Snuggs, seconded by Commissioner Arndt to adjourn. We are adjourned.